Hi, my name is Coach Ife Ogbonna. I'm a stress management coach, a work-life balance coach. I help you go from stress to success. And we'll be having a series of videos that are called Stress as an Age. And today's video is talking about why can't I handle stress like I used to? Does stress change at a certain age? Yes, but the particular age depends on a lot of things. Someone also asked me, do younger people handle stress better than the older people? And I say, that is the wrong question to ask. The right question would be, based on your resources, how can you handle that stress? Because even as you are aging, your health condition matters, your financial situation affects it, your environment affects it, your exposure affects it, your relationship affects it. All those things affect it. So you can have a 50-year-old man that has enough money who manage stress better than a 40-year-old old man that does not have enough financial resources or exposure. So these are the things that affects stress. But yes, stress response and stress recovery changes as we grow old. We might not have a fixed time, but it does change as we grow old. Now, we have different types of these responses. We have what I would call the emotional response and the emotional maturity. That means younger people, they have that emotional response. Something happens and they respond emotionally, and that might not always be the best. But the older people, based on experience, they are able to respond emotionally more matured. And I know you are thinking, yeah, you know some old people that don't do that. That is true. We're talking generally, that older people, why? Because they have accumulated experiences. You understand? And those experiences, they are now data. They are now they are now proof. They are not those experiences give them understanding of situation. So a young person will get an email from the boss that says, see me tomorrow by 9. That young person is already, oh my God, what did I do? And it's all about the place. Why the older person has received that same email 100 times over, and they are aware that email 80% of the time is not so serious, and just 20% is maybe something serious, but they've dealt with it. Even if they've dealt with it wrongly in the past, now they have the opportunity to deal with it better. So younger people, they respond physically or they're emotionally activer or they're stronger, which is not always of advantage. But the older people, if you know you have experience, you can use it better to deal with situations. Then physically, as you are growing old, your physical recovery reduces, and that's a fact. That is why you need to create or plan more time to recover from stress. If a older person and younger person does a 12-hour shift, a younger person might need just 4 or 5 hours to recover, or 6 hours sleep. An older person must plan more time. You need more time to recover from physical activities, and this is very, very important. You need to know this. And in order to do this, you need to start to learn how to preserve your physical strength. Learn when to say no, learn which activities to participate in, learn to put up your boundaries, learn not to disturb yourself if somebody understands you or not. But those are the things that also come with experience. But know that your recovery time increases as you grow older. So plan for it. Plan that your recovery time increases, or you reduce your time of the activities. If you cannot increase your recovery time, then you have to do less. You need to conserve your energy. Then the next thing is that younger people also should be very careful that they don't abuse their physical capacity. Just because you can does not mean that you must. Because the funniest thing is that sometimes stress does not pay out immediately. is waiting for you in your body for the future. So some of the problems you are having as an older person, back pain, neck pain, that and that, it was because you abused, overused, misused your physical capacity when you were younger. The next thing is that also you, that you're an older person, you have that experience. Do not allow that experience to deny you of doing the things that you need to do, because some of us will not take it as an excuse not to attend some events, not to do some kind of things. Use your experience wisely. Use your experience wisely. Then the last thing I want to say is that in life, stress cannot be avoided, or that, no, better say, stress is a part of life. But your response to stress matters, both for the younger and the older one. You have to know what stress to remove, totally remove, and that has to deal with toxic people and toxic situations. That means it does not matter that you are 50 and you've dealt with a lot of toxic people, mad people in your life, or mad situation. Does not mean that now you have the experience, you should deal with them. No, but that's the mistake we do. We say, now I'm older, I know how to deal with them. No, that kind of stress you don't deal with, you remove. And the next kind of stress response is this kind of stress that you manage. And that is where older people should be very careful. You don't manage everything. You have to still start to remove some of those stress that you could manage before. You have to start removing them as you grow older. Then the last kind of stress is the stress that we must go through. And those stress we must go through, what increases is that our recovery time increases. And because you know that, you try and also reduce that or increase your recovery time. But most importantly, each of us, we should know the resources you have at that time to manage your stress. So if you are older, above 40, above 50, you have to know what resources do you have, how intensive are those resources, and use them well, because your body does not respond the way it used to respond 20 years ago. Watch out for my part 2 of this series, Stress as an Age. And if you have questions, please ask. Please do share my videos and recommend them.